Now, Meghan Markle has faced backlash for her as ever Christmas collection promo. It's been described as beige and depressing. That's a bit harsh, Kinsey, no?
Is it harsh, Rita? I mean, so you're right. Saturday, she posted this video. I'm not going to lie. This is honestly my first laugh of the day seeing this headline. I imagine that you feel the same way. Here is the headline that dropped into my inbox this morning. It says, "Lonely Meghan Markle to launch major charm offensive for Christmas." Personally, I think offensive is an appropriate word there because I find this entire headline offensive. Meghan in Montecito for a magical holiday celebration. Together, friends and family deck the halls, create holiday feasts, craft
64 candles, glitchy websites, and a full-on Montecito panic attack. Meghan Markle's big plan to take over the luxury lifestyle world just hit a wall so hard it left scratches, and now insiders swear she's spotting sabotage everywhere, even when nothing's actually happening. She was convinced this candle drop was the moment, her big comeback move, her chance to show everyone she runs the luxury lane.
I digged and loved that she dropped the holiday collection and started to listen to the people around her. But
for weeks, she'd been dropping those polished little hints, posting sunlit photos, gold-trimmed labels, and those dreamy kitchen clips that make everything look like it smells rich.
Insider has revealed that this festive period will see Meghan Markle launch a major charm offensive as the Sussexes.
American Riviera Orchard was supposed to be her fresh start, her glossy reset. Then the orders went out, and the internet did what the internet does. It flipped the script fast. When insiders noticed Highgrove's Christmas candles trending instead, people close to her swear she snapped for real. She didn't wait, didn't breathe. She just reacted. She didn't take a breath.
Brown stockings. Are those the literal socks from her feet that she says she answers the door in when she's barefoot?
Didn't even stop to think that the timing might just be normal business. She jumped straight into full detective mode, but instead of clues, she was running on pure emotion and way too much caffeine. And yes, she was reportedly doing all this barefoot.
This festive season, they said, Meghan has been meticulously curating gift packages filled with a selection of all of her favorite things and, of course, plenty of her jam to send to the
people who were there say she stormed around her Montecito kitchen, insisting the palace set this whole thing up just to embarrass her.
The guests that she's laid 8 mugs out the night before to make her to-do list shorter. Meghan Markle.
Staff claim she was scrolling through posts with this tight, heated stare, like she was prepping evidence for some dramatic courtroom showdown. Every new Highgrove unboxing video online just made her even more sure somebody was coming for her.
Promoting her American Riviera Orchard brand. It's also about spreading goodwill and trying to remind people of her softer side. With Christmas around the corner, Meghan sees it as the perfect time to try to read.
Why now? Why candles? Why right after my launch? She kept asking, and nobody could give her an answer because there wasn't one, except the simple truth she didn't want to hear. Highgrove drops their holiday collections every single year. Same season, same products, same timing. Long before Meghan ever sold a jar of jam or a candle with no wick.
In a role she is not qualified for, and I can't wait to talk to you on after December 3rd. We're going to dissect her.
Royal merch has been rolling out like a yearly routine. It was all pointless, but trying to explain that to her was like talking to a brick wall. Anyone who even hinted that this might just be coincidence allegedly got hit with that classic Markle stare, the one that tells you to stop talking immediately.
Not to start 2025 surrounded by negativity. They added she has been feeling increasingly lonely. It's called burning every bridge you've ever crossed.
In her world, competition isn't business, it's betrayal. And the idea that the royals might not be thinking about her every second? Completely unacceptable. Instead of admitting the launch needed real planning, she doubled down and pushed the idea that the palace was plotting against her.
I can't wait to go through that. We are going to have some fun. $64 candles, $64 US. That's about $100 Australian for a candle. I mean, that's not very accessible.
Montecito had to ride out the chaos because she refused to hear anything else. But there was one harsh truth she didn't want to touch. Hype gets you trending, but heritage gets you paid. American Riviera Orchard showed up like a red carpet moment. All glossy photos, curated baskets, influencers acting shocked on camera. It was glitter, buzz, and pure aesthetic, but none of it had the real roots that keep a brand standing.
okay, so this is a website. I kind of like it. I do enjoy what she's doing with it. It's once we get to the holiday collection kits that you'll see what I'm talking about. because you guys
But once that whole wickless candle chaos exploded, something became painfully clear. You can't build a luxury empire by just posting pretty photos online, no matter how dreamy the lighting is. Meanwhile, Highgrove didn't pull a single dramatic stunt.
Cost of living crisis. Now to rumours of a potential visit from Harry and Meghan to Australia. What can you tell us about this?
No countdowns, no cinematic shadows, no handwritten notes trying to look poetic. They simply restocked their shelves the same quiet, steady way they've been doing for years, and their stuff flew out instantly. People weren't buying a candle, they were buying the prestige stamped behind it. Meghan misread the room. She thought hype equals loyalty. She thought going viral equals credibility. She thought a clean label equals luxury.
Friendships. All right. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? I have to say, I'm friends with Maureen Callahan, and if you're not familiar with her work, you should be. She's an incredibly talented author and
But anyone dropping $64 on a candle expects more than cute vibes. They want consistency, solid quality checks, real customer service, and a brand that doesn't glitch the second a TikTok review pops up. Highgrove has generations of trust, a royal stamp, and a global audience that doesn't need convincing. Meghan has potential, sure, but potential won't save you when your product shows up missing the one thing it literally needs to work.
I read this to her. I said, I'm going to ambush you here. We'll talk about this tomorrow on Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered if you're curious, but I spoke to her about it today, and
People who were anywhere near that Montecito mansion swear it felt like living inside the finale of a wild reality show. Meghan didn't just react, she blew up. The second those Highgrove Christmas drops started floating around online, staff say the whole house snapped into crisis mode, doors slamming, sharp footsteps everywhere, Meghan pacing like she was prepping closing arguments for a trial only she believed was happening.
Meghan gifting people her favorite things. She said, how Meghan Markle is that? Let's look at that quote again. Meghan has been meticulously curating gift packages filled with a selection of her favorite things.
With her phone glued to her hand, she reportedly called team members nonstop, demanding answers nobody actually had. One poor assistant was said to be dragged into 3 separate calls in a single hour, all circling back to the same line from Meghan. This timing isn't normal, someone planned this. But the chaos was never really about the candles. Anytime someone tried to gently explain that royal merch drops on a fixed yearly schedule, she allegedly shut them down mid-sentence. Logic wasn't welcome.
It's a holiday wonder with warmth, tradition, and a generous dose of joy.
Excuse me, pass the sick bucket, please.
Exactly.
How does she think, Kins?
Reality was treated like an insult. Meghan didn't want facts. She wanted someone to validate that her panic made sense. Insiders claim team members kept exchanging looks across the room like soldiers communicating on the low during a high-pressure standoff.
Her favorite things. Why wouldn't you be considerate enough to think about maybe giving me something that I like? And that's
when Meghan starts spiraling, the safest move is pure survival mode. Smile, nod, avoid eye contact, and pray she shifts her focus to someone else fast. The meltdown reportedly dragged on for hours, and it wasn't dramatic in a glamorous Hollywood way. It was dramatic in a how did candles turn into World War III kind of way.
Oh look, there's bits of fruit in it. And oh yeah, dried flowers. What is the damn point? What's the point of that?
My friend Scott Rouse sent me.
By the time she finally settled down, the staff were drained, and the week wasn't even close to finished, because behind those polished Instagram posts and those perfectly edited promo clips, there was one thing Meghan couldn't hide: the numbers. American Riviera Orchard never released official sales stats, and insiders say that was no accident.
And I almost sued him. I almost called the police on him because I thought, I do not want this in my home. When I opened it, I felt like I was getting hit in the face with the potpourri.
The difference between what Meghan thought she launched and how the market actually reacted was so huge that releasing the real figures would have turned her brand into a running joke. While Meghan was still wrestling with the wickless candle memes online, Highgrove's Christmas collection was quietly selling out across multiple regions. Their customer service lines were packed, their website traffic jumped, their restock notifications stacked up, and all of it happened without a single influencer twirling a candle on camera. People weren't buying Highgrove because it was trendy. They bought it because they trusted the name stamped behind it.
Did it remind me of something that might be hovering in the bathroom? You know, at a
bit like crushed.
Yes.
They're like crushed insects. So well, I managed to get some as well.
Meanwhile, the return requests for American Riviera Orchard kept stacking up, even though half the customers allegedly couldn't even figure out how to reach support because the site links kept sending people in circles. What Meghan called luxury craftsmanship, buyers were calling straight-up overpriced chaos, and some even joked the packaging survived shipping better than the candle itself.
Cookies, and we put the, I guess they sent me this packet of dried flowers. What was it, $12 or something? And so anyway, but be utterly
Others said unboxing an ARO candle felt like taking part in some risky experiment, like you didn't know whether you'd get a real product or just a fancy prop with no purpose. Retail analysts watching from a distance described the whole mess as a massive gap between ambition and execution.
The weekend
Wait,
trip.
can I just
go on,
say
go.
It is interesting to me because it lists the executive producers for Archewell, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Enjoy that title. And then it says a couple of other people. Why?
Meghan tried to skip the slow, unglamorous foundation building stage and leap straight into prestige mode. But prestige can't be faked, and real luxury doesn't move on shortcuts. Highgrove's strength came from decades of steady consistency. Meghan's brand was built on pure aesthetics and hope doesn't magically turn into sales.
Producer on Harry's projects, and Harry is not listed as an executive producer on Meghan's projects. I think that if everything is hunky-dory at home and
finding out that customers chose centuries-old trust over celebrity shine wasn't just tough for her, it hit her hard. The candle scandal was a warning shot, but Meghan didn't hear a thing. Instead, it exposed a pattern that had been building for months. American Riviera Orchard was basically moving blind in a market where every detail counts.
to look like a tight-knit unit, then you're going to slap his name on the project the same way you slapped your name on his post.
Luxury isn't just about cute packaging or polished Instagram shots. It's about trust, consistency, and being reliable. And all three were missing loud and clear. People close to Montecito paint a picture of slip-ups that would make any real retail pro cringe. Jars of jam allegedly showed up with textures so strange they couldn't even legally be called jam.
At the moment about every time when they went to the Dodgers game the other week, there was a picture of him looking very...
A wine launch reportedly got hit with licensing issues that could have been avoided with one quick call to the local office. Product descriptions didn't match what landed on customers' doorsteps, and that hyped-up customer service system, half the time it led nowhere, leaving paying buyers confused and annoyed. Failure kept stacking on top of failure, and the public messiness around each mistake just made things look worse. The whole situation started making people feel like ARO wasn't a real brand at all.
Gus about the Gruesome Twosomes outing. They went to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, a 007 James Bond theme birthday party.
Just a flashy vanity project dressed up as a business. Meanwhile, Highgrove was moving like a well-oiled machine. Every product went through real testing, real supplier checks, and the packaging actually matched what customers ordered. Their customer service lines worked, their process was tight, and most importantly, the products did exactly what they were supposed to do. Decades of trust and solid systems meant that even tiny problems disappeared without hurting the brand at all.
Probably, yeah. She went stroking a cat like Blofeld or something. But anyway, they went to Jeff Bezos' mansion for this special party for Kris.
For Meghan, the reality hit hard. A luxury brand can't survive on aesthetics alone. She tried to shortcut the years of quality control, discipline, and customer trust that real luxury requires, and it left her scrambling.
So Harry turned up wearing a poppy, and she didn't wear a poppy, so there was a lot.
Paying customers ended up acting like beta testers for a brand that hadn't even mastered the basics. And that huge gap between the dream she sold and the reality people experienced wasn't just embarrassing, it was straight up strategic suicide in a space where buyers expect perfection for a premium price. Every missing wick, every broken website link, every weird jar that didn't match the description became another nail in the coffin of a brand that promised the world but delivered pure chaos.
I mean, that doesn't really wash. So she probably...
You know what? Yeah. I had to order an emergency poppy as a gift because I stole one of my friends.
And while Meghan was spinning through wickless candles, glitchy sites, and jam drama, Prince Harry was reportedly stuck in his own private nightmare. Insiders say he looked trapped between two impossible choices, watching the brand fall apart right in front of him while trying to pretend everything was fine. He could either stand behind the brand he helped hype up, or contradict his wife and risk blowing up into another explosive fight.
You are lying, you are lying, you are lying.
She just didn't do it, did she? She just forgot.
She didn't. She didn't just forget. She doesn't care, Kevin.
According to insiders, the Duke of Sussex saw the problems crystal clear. He understood that overpriced candles with no wicks, jam that didn't pass basic checks, and a customer service setup that barely functioned weren't just bad looks, they were business disasters waiting to hit. He knew royal merchandise succeeds because of trust, structure, and consistency, not drama, not noise, and not influencer-style hype.
Doesn't care about your history. She doesn't care about your country. She's bored by it. She doesn't like to follow the rules. She doesn't care. She continuously disrespects the institution and the country that she married into.
I would say
Watching Meghan run American Riviera Orchard was like watching a full masterclass in self-sabotage. Instead of studying the market, learning from what went wrong, or building a real system that actually works, she reportedly doubled down on complaints and personal grudges. Sources inside Montecito describe a brand strategy that doesn't grow from strong products, but from dramatized victim energy.
I'm being generous when I said she forgot, because it's hard to believe she just forgot, because all she had.
Every mistake, from the wickless candle chaos to the jam issues, turned into proof that someone was plotting against her instead of a simple reminder that execution matters. Every competitor, especially the long-established royal merch lines, gets recast as an enemy, and every customer who buys from someone else ends up treated like they're part of the conspiracy. You feel me?
Is one of my favorite spreads, or what are they called? Hold on. Preserves. Yeah, one of my favorite preserves that I eat all the time, and they're just like $6 at my.
Insiders say this nonstop habit of blaming the outside world has turned the workplace into a place where real feedback can't breathe. Staff who try to point out what's actually going wrong allegedly get pushed aside or iced out completely. Meetings reportedly turn into echo chambers where confirming Meghan's sabotage storyline matters more than fixing basic problems.
And that's where I ended up going to. I was like, okay, well, let me see what they have. There it is. Once I landed on this website, and this was around.
And the result is a nasty loop. Big launches, messy failures, blaming everyone else, and never fixing the core issues. The brand doesn't grow, it sinks deeper. People behind the scenes were looking at the situation like, this is business suicide. Luxury customers don't pay for chaos or emotional storms. They pay for reliability, for trust, for that solid feeling that what they ordered will actually show up the way it's supposed to.
Look at this. And I went to Shop All, and I saw that they had these little trios. I was like, oh.
Social media hype, celebrity friends, and staged photos cannot cover up a broken execution plan. Yet sources say Meghan keeps leaning into the idea that she's being undermined by the royal family, like centuries of heritage brands are sitting around plotting against her instead of just doing what they've always done. The irony, insiders say, is rough. American Riviera Orchard actually could have used Meghan's platform, her resources, and even her royal connections to build real credibility.
And then I went ahead and I put this one in my cart as well. I'm not much of a person, a jam person, spread person. Like one of these jars will last me a good 6 months. I kid you not. I'm not.
But none of that happened because the foundation was never built right. Instead, it's turning into a full-on cautionary tale. A brand running on emotion instead of strategy, complaints instead of action, and image instead of substance, stuck repeating the same mistakes inside a storm it created itself. And if Meghan thought her celebrity circle would be her secret weapon, insiders say she's learning fast that Hollywood's memory gets real short when chaos shows up.
They're like exotic trios. So I put that in my cart, and then I went ahead and I put this one in my cart. And I thought, well, nobody's gonna be selling out their jams.
A-listers who once rushed to support American Riviera Orchard are now stepping back quietly and quickly, worn out by the constant drama that seems to hit every single launch. Every candle drop, jam issue, or wine mishap ends up turning into a whole spectacle of blame and conspiracy. Instead of simple product stories, Hollywood execs and influencers find themselves dragged into palace-style tension dressed up as marketing, and nobody wants that. The Kris Jenner birthday incident was reportedly the breaking point.
Like that, so I'll check out later. And I had, what else? I had, Oh yeah, I had these in my cart as well.
What should have been an easy networking moment apparently spiraled into a PR headache when Meghan's behavior stole the room in all the wrong ways. Guests felt the shift, tabloids jumped on it, and suddenly a birthday party turned into another storyline she couldn't escape. And here's the thing, celebrities value quiet moves, professionalism, and clean partnerships.
Lemon tartlets, more tartlets. So I was left with, believe it or not, I bought these.
They want collabs that lift their image, not ones that force them into picking sides in a feud between a former royal and her own circle. But Meghan's ventures, fueled by paranoia and ego, keep giving them the opposite of what they want, and people in the industry are getting real tired of it.
These, and they are heavy. Let me show you the price of it really quick. For 3 of them, 20.
Netflix, the Sussex's biggest and most serious entertainment partner, is reportedly getting fed up behind the scenes. The platform put real money on the table, expecting clean, polished, well-timed content drops. Instead, executives have been forced to deal with non-stop outside drama that keeps hijacking the spotlight. The attention jumps from the actual shows to Meghan's personal story, killing engagement and messing with the return they expected.
Right? 8 times 3, 24. So I'm like just getting the box practically for free, right? So anyways, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this because
And just when it looked like American Riviera Orchard couldn't trip any harder, Meghan allegedly made what insiders call a strategic disaster of epic size. Her December 3rd Netflix release landed only days before Catherine, Princess of Wales's massively loved Christmas special at Westminster Abbey.
I've never tasted something called the pumpkin spice spread. So I was like, yeah, you know what?
Sources say this wasn't bold competition, it was straight up rookie hour. Catherine's annual special is a tradition with millions tuning in every year for warm, cozy, festive content. Dropping her project right next to that was like walking straight into a stampede. By placing her release in direct conflict with one of the most predictable and well-established royal events of the entire year.
Other limited edition included, which is the Cranberry Cherry Reserve. Yeah, Reserve. So I was like, yeah, okay, I like it. They're still limited edition, right? And then it came with the fig preserve.
Meghan basically guaranteed her own content would get overshadowed instantly. Streaming executives were reportedly cringing behind closed doors. Netflix had poured serious money into promoting the Sussex content and expected a rollout that actually made sense. Instead, they found themselves scrambling, trying to reorganize marketing plans while watching a massive distraction roll straight toward them.
The fig preserve. I was like, yeah, my mom really loves that. I'll just give this one to my mom. But I really enjoyed that it wasn't a little...
The December scheduling disaster wasn't sabotage. It was a textbook case of not understanding the rhythm of the market. Holiday audiences only have so much attention to give. Smart planners build around big events or use them as warm-up moments.
It was like $1 or $2. They just included it so it'd be a nice little set. With that, I was also able to check out this little tin.
Meghan's team, insiders say, ignored all of this and created a full-on collision course with one of the biggest royal broadcasts of the year. Meghan's Christmas countdown crisis wasn't just a simple timing mistake. It showed the bigger problem loud and clear. Ambition, connections, and a huge platform mean nothing if the execution is messy.
And all of this is going to come together, trust me, the sampler tin. I wasn't able to get the limited edition sample.
When timing gets ignored and every misstep gets reframed as sabotage, you end up with a brand that keeps tripping over its own shadow. Even the holidays, a season built on joy and tradition, turned into another stage for a business disaster she created herself. And the final blow isn't just lost viewers or weak candle sales. It's the brutal reality check that American Riviera Orchard is stuck in a cycle of chaos only it knows how to create. So tell me what you think about this whole mess. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.